Straight up, this is going to be a shorter episode because this is a short game. And the trophy list is a bit on the shorter side than usual. But, I also thought that sequels were supposed to be better than the originals. Isn't it usually that sequels are like the best version of the game, and then the trilogy, the trilogy, the third one in the game, is the one that kind of sucks? I don't know, just my opinion. My name is Intern Raven, and I'm back with another episode of Tales of the Hunt, the bi-weekly podcast that I come on here and I shit all over your dreams. No, but all in all seriousness, I have the hiccups, and today's game is Sly Cooper 2. Man, what a way to end out 2021. Talking about Sly Cooper, disappointing some people. How was your Christmas, by the way? Did you have a good Christmas? I'm really just trying to stall, gonna be honest. Because I feel like this game has a lot of nostalgia for it. It's one of the few PS3 mascot games that hasn't been, brought over to the PlayStation 4 minimum or PlayStation 5 in some way, shape, or form. You have the Reignited trilogy. You have Crash 4 in a big tent. You have the ports. Pretty soon they were just ports of the original Jack and Dexter trilogy and, Jack X, which I've talked about on the channel like half a year ago. But Sly Cooper is the only series out of the war of the mascots that just never got ported over, that never made it to the PS4. I know right now there's a bunch of rumors and speculation that that Sly 5 is currently being worked on and is about to be released, and it's all this and that. And man, I wish. I hope they bring it back to the original, because I absolutely loved Sly Cooper and the Thieves Raccoonness. I think it's easily the best game in the franchise. And as we continue, because I have done this one, and I'm looking forward to doing 3 and the Thieves in Time. And I know about those games. I know that they get more different play styles and all that stuff. But coming off Sly 2, I just had this persistent feeling of I had a better time when it was just Sly Cooper. When I was just playing as Sly Cooper. Which is a shame, because I know a lot of people really love Sly 2 and Sly 3. It just kind of felt sloppy in comparison. I loved the Sly Cooper original game. And as we kind of go into these trophies, most of them are just play the game or collect all the collectibles that are in the levels. Because that is something that this game does pretty different in comparison to the first one in regards to the trophies. And this time, you don't have to complete everything. You kind of just have to do most of everything. I will say that the story in Sly 2 is much better than the story in Sly 1. And had me a bit more invested. Unfortunately, the gameplay and the trophies left a bit to be desired, if I'm honest. So the first trophy we have is Fiery Fox, which is for escaping common leader. It is one of the first missions you're going to get, with a whopping 91.5% of players getting it. None of these trophies are going to be ultra rare. I think the platinum is sitting at a rare 23.9%. But Fiery Fox is literally the first thing you do when you play the game. The only way I can imagine the other 8.5% of players not having this trophy is that they basically just played the first one and was like, okay, I've gotten my friend off my back. I don't think this is for me. And they never touched the series again. Which, I can definitely see. I'm not sure if I touched on this in the first podcast episode that I talked about Sly Cooper. But I met Sly Cooper originally by the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale game, back when Battle Royale could mean just, a platformer fighter, not a battle royale game. Yeah, but I was very Jack and Dexter. I wasn't Ratchet and Clank, I wasn't Spyro, I wasn't Sly, I was Jack and Dexter. So a lot of those other characters I started meeting and started interacting with through PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Developed by Sucker Punch, I believe, because why would I do research on things that don't have to do with the game and the trophies? I will improve that next year, I promise. This is one of the first games produced by and developed and made by Sucker Punch, as far as I'm aware. If not, let me know. And if there's a way I can do that platinum trophy, let me know. I will hop on that right away. And this is the sequel, Slide 2. I've said that like 4 times already. So we're going to just go back on the trophies. So Fiery Fox is just for basically playing the first mission in the game. Gotta Find 'Em All is for collecting 15 clue bottles. Now, by picking up clue bottles throughout the game, you do in fact end up picking up more abilities, and some of these abilities you do need for trophies later down the road. But again, you don't need all of them. So as we kind of go through, with it being almost a 15-year-old game, I am going to talk a bit more about the story and that kind of stuff, so you are aware of which abilities you have to pick up. After you pick up 15 clue bottles, I got the Loot Pockets trophy. This is the trophy you're going to get for just picking up coins. You can go ahead and loot pockets as a thieving, sneaky raccoon boy, or you could just walk around and pick them up. They're more or less just laying there a lot of the time. Bottle Cap, to collect 20 clue bottles, again just kind of continuing that kind of trend. A Remote Trigger, purchase the trigger bomb from the Thief Net. Now that is a ability you have to pick up through coins and through clue bottles. Picking up enough clue bottles gives you access, picking up enough coins to let you buy them. Art Snob, who plays a painting undercover, another one of those story missions. Heads or Tails, collect 500 coins. He is Flaming, purchase the Fist of Flames for the Thief Net. This is the first trophy where we get to really talk about the other players, other characters that you get to play as. Now, Sly is my guy. I absolutely love Sly. I love his debonair style. And if this game was just Sly, I would say it's even better than the first game. But it's not. This time around, you get to play as both Murray and Bentley. Murray being the dumb as bricks, but ready to fight for you, Hippo, who this ability is for. He is Flaming, the Fist of Flames, is a definite Murray ability. Basically throwing out all the stealth that the first game became, special and unique for. Just throwing it out completely for just punching people. And then you have Bentley, the guy in the chair, the little turtle who uses a lot of tech and a lot of gadgets to maneuver his way around. With him leaning a little bit more onto the stealth side, I did find him much more interesting to play as and much more fun to play as. Soda Popped is for collecting 30 clue bottles. Reptilian Robber, this is for defeating Dimitri. Dimitri is the first boss fight of the game that you actually get into a fight with. Not that hard, but worth noting. Artful Dodger, this is for completing the Combat Dodge. For purchasing the Combat Dodge from the Thief Net, this is going to be a Sly ability, and it's just exactly what it says. It acts almost as a parry as you play in the game. Exact Change for collecting 1,000 coins. Learn to Foxtrot, dance with Carmelita. Carmelita and Sly are 100% relationship goals. I'm aware that she's trying to put him in prison and he's lying and manipulating her left and right, but they have such flirty, fun chemistry. I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm just saying it's the kind of flirty, fun chemistry I'd like to have in a relationship. I think I need to backtrack all of that immediately before my girlfriend comes in and hits me with the broom. Love you. Anyway, then you're going to go for Loot, is collecting 1,500 coins. Someone Call a Doctor for purchasing the Snooze Bomb from the Thief Net. Another one of those fun abilities. I'm pretty sure this is a Sly ability. Now that I think about it, it definitely is a Sly ability. There's a similar ability in the third game. Yeah. No, Sly, the Snooze Bomb is a Bentley ability, which is good and nerdy. Moving on. Watch out, it's spicy. Defeating this is for defeating Rajan. Rise and Shine. Purchase the alarm clock from the Thief Net. This is the ability that is Sly that's very similar, which is why I was getting confused. But this is also the ability that got brought over to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, which is really interesting. Like, I really did like this ability. Just because I already knew that it existed, and it was fun. Train Jumper, hack the train. Thank you, Bentley. Spider Legs, pickpocket 3 items from Contessa. This is from, the Contessa level where you're at the prison, and you're going to be just pickpocketing items from her as she's walking around, being, all that stuff. Big Spender, purchase the paraglider ability from the Thief Net, another Sly thing. I'm not sure if you actually have to use it for anything. Pink Fire Flop, but I think you just have to buy it. Pink Fire Flop, purchase the Raging Inferno Flop from the Thief Net, another Murray ability, because the Murray. Jailbird, breakout common leader from Contessa. Creepy Crawly, defeat her the first time, Contessa. More Creepy Crawlies, defeat Contessa the second time. She's one of the few boss fights, and I think at this point in this series, she's the first boss fight that you face multiple times, which is kind of interesting. It's interesting that they went with Contessa for that, because she's a sneaking, conniving, mind-altering spider. You thought, no, that's not true. I'm thinking about because there were boss fights in. Were there? I'm trying to think back to the first game of were there repeating boss fights in the first game. I don't think there were. If there were, let me know. Help my brain remember in the comment section down below. Sniggy, purchase the Silent Obliteration ability from the Thief Net. Another Sly Cooper ability. Rocking It Shelf Style, purchase the Hover Pack from the Thief Net. This is for Bentley, and this is when Bentley actually becomes usable, because I hated using Bentley because of his limited motion in comparison to Sly. Same thing with Murray. Both of them, because they're not these stealthy characters, they're more combat and gadget based. They don't have nearly enough of the mobility that Sly has, and a lot of the play areas definitely are designed for Sly first, and Bentley and Murray kind of have to just make do, which is super frustrating, and it's another one of the reasons that I just hated playing as them. Jailed Cotton Candy, pickpocket 3 keys from Carmelita in Canada. Bear Hug, cause a bear fight in Canada. Upside Stomach, shoot down Nyla to help out Sly. Tummy Trouble, collect Clockwork's stomach. Now that trophy I do want to talk about because it is the grand scheme of the story, essentially, is that you're picking up pieces of Clockwork. As you remember from the first game, you defeat Clockwork and he falls into a volcano. Well, this game starts out like, no, he didn't. He got obliterated and his parts went all over the place, and now a new criminal underground is using his parts to profit. That's where you end up finding yourself as this game kind of plays through. Moosehead, steal the moose costume from Murray. Gold medal winner, defeat Jean Bison. Another one of the boss fights. You Look Great in Pink, purchase the Diablo Fire Slam from the Thief Net, one of the last abilities you can pick up for Murray and one of the most expensive. TikTok, defeat Clockla. Not even going to try to say that again. Bird Dentist, use Murray's strength to open Clockla's mouth. Unlikely Bandit, unlock all Sly Cooper and the Band of Thieves trophy as the Platinum Trophy, coming out at a 23.9% rarity. Like I said, this is a pretty simple game in comparison to what the other games, the first game, asks us to do. There's not nearly as much. We got most of the collectible trophies before we even face the third boss of the game. And this is one of the ones that I feel like it had a bunch of ideas that was like, oh, we could do this, but then didn't make them as good as they could have been. Like I said, I absolutely love Sly Cooper. I love his little and his whole smoothness of a character, and the fact that he really is just like the gentleman thief. I think he's like the first gentleman thief of gaming. I'm probably wrong with that. Please tell me if I'm wrong with that. No, but I really do like Sly. But Sly 2, coming off of Sly 1, I wanted to play it again. I wanted more Sly. As I finished and wrapped up Sly 2, I was like, I think I'm good. I think I can put down the Sly Cooper collection on the PS3 where we've been playing these games, and I think I'm just good. I don't think I need to touch this series for a little bit. So it could be a while before we come back to Sly, unfortunately. I do still have the Sly Cooper collection. It is still sitting on my shelf, but it might be a while before we hop back to the world of Sly Cooper. That being said, I'm still looking out for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. And maybe if they officially announce a Sly Cooper 5, I might have to just do 3 and Thieves in Time before that game comes out. I think that's what I'm going to have to do as a plan. Because, again, I love Sly. I want to play more Sly. Even though, I do prefer the first game so far. But that is it. If there are any other early 2000s mascots you think I should be playing, or hell, even late 90s mascots that have been remastered and brought into the modern era of gaming that I can go hunt down, like the trophy hunter I am, let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, my name has been Insane Raven. This has been Tales of the Hunt, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.